Yes, there is a reason we are talking about Cinderella this week. This is one of the most recent attempts of Disney Plus trying to do something with their streaming service. The original Cinderella film from Disney from 1950 just got a 4K remaster, and it's up on the streaming service now for you to watch if you want to check that out. And I did, because it's a really good idea to remaster some of these classic films. Sometimes we don't have the ability to do better quality control of these things. We have to work with what we got, but when we have the ability to remaster them, old silent pictures, old animated pictures, just any film that could use the update to help enhance the effects of the time. It's really cool to see that. So I wanted to see what that was about. Also, it's getting pretty close to the 75th anniversary of the original Cinderella, so hey, perfect time to go back and watch this movie. This movie that I'm sure I've seen before, but for the life of me couldn't remember. I know the Cinderella story. There's been multiple attempts of telling it, both from Disney, both from other studios, in comic books, in television, in straight to DVD movies. There are a bunch of Cinderella stuff. Is she the quintessential princess of fairy tales? Is it Snow White? Is it somebody else? I don't really know. I think Cinderella, you could make the argument for that she's the one. She's the most iconic princess and the most iconic aesthetic. And I do think a lot of what has become of that character, what people interpret of that character, comes from this movie. Because it's the iconic dresses, it's the iconic characters in the rest of the world. A lot of it stems from here. And that's just the power Disney had back in the day. They made the iconic version of all these characters that you're emulating them when you do them again in any format you want to. But this movie is weird, and I don't really love it. I like Cinderella. All these original Disney films, none of them are perfect. Some of them are just weird, Pinocchio is one I didn't like. This is better than Pinocchio, but I would not say this movie was exciting. Rewatch it again. This remaster, it looks great. Everything's colorful, it's bright, it still has the perfect grain of the time, the perfect audio control of the time. It's a really weird movie because you don't really think about it upon not rewatching, but when you start to rewatch, you're like, oh my goodness. A lot of this movie is just the mice and the cat and the dog, and it's a lot more than you're expecting, and I wasn't expecting it, and I disliked it a lot. Though I love the stuff with Cinderella. She's being abused by her stepmother and stepsisters. She wants to sneak away to find some solitude in her life. She's kind to all the creatures in the house. That's all great. But then we introduce a new mouse to the cluster. We have Jacques. He's the mouse in the red hat and shirt, and he helps rescue the big fat mouse, Gus. And then we spend a lot of time watching their adventures through this house where they're chased by Lucifer the cat. And I'm starting to wonder, when I'm watching it this time, is this because Tom and Jerry was popular? Did we just need to pad out the Cinderella story because we couldn't make that 80 minutes? We couldn't find a way to do that? Because it's a lot. It's more than you're expecting. There are huge chunks where we don't even see Cinderella, and we're following these stupid mice. There's a sequence where they're trying to steal cheese. It's about 10 minutes. And I'm like, I seriously don't care for these mice. I don't like the way they look. I don't like the way they talk. I would have the cat kill them. And I don't even like the cat. The cat is annoying. The cat is mean and stupid and trying to be a parody of Sylvester getting Tweety. It sucks and it's stupid, and I don't like the cat. It's really lame. The one animal I like in this movie, I like the singing birds that are hey, we're helping this woman get dressed. That's funny. I also really like the dog. The big old dog whose whole purpose is his name's Bruno, I think. Yeah. His whole purpose, just kill the cat. Just mess the cat up. We don't like the cat. We don't like the mice. We don't like the cat. We're going to get the dog to mess him up. That's awesome. I like when that happens. I hate all the stuff with the mice. They are annoying and stupid. And there's a reason we don't do much of them later on. You know, they're not in like huge merchandising pushes for this movie. It's Cinderella and Prince Charming. And why is it Prince Charming? He's in 2 sequences, and it's insane. This movie's really weird. This movie is essentially this woman is being abused by her like family, her step family, and she's nice to animals, and then like the king of the kingdom they're in is like, why won't my son meet a girl and get laid? Like, come on, dude. I want to be a grandfather. So he's going to host like a big like party. All of the women of like royalty or wealth within the kingdom or wherever can show up, and Prince Charming will find the one he likes the most, and that's the person he's going to have babies with. Because this king needs a grandchild desperately. His only character trait is, I hate that my son is being obnoxious about sex. Like, it's very weird. But you know what? It's kind of fun, and it's really well animated. And then, you know, it's easy. You've seen this a million times that I almost don't need to talk about it. Cinderella makes a dress. It's kind of pretty. The stepsisters get mad because they know she's prettier than her. They rip it up. She meets her fairy godmother. Bippity boppity boo. Great sequence. That, like, one of the best animated sequences ever is that whole moment where it's the bippity boppity boo. Here's the special magic. Fairy godmother gonna help her get ready. And the dress is iconic. The hair is iconic. Iconic Cinderella that everything wants to catch up after to. Like, we're never going to top that look. We couldn't do it in live action. We haven't reached it in other mediums. That is what you see when you think of the name Cinderella. It's that aesthetic. It's the mice becoming horses and the horse becoming a man and a pumpkin becoming a carriage. And then Bruno, my favorite character, becomes like a stumpy guy who's like, he rides at the back of the carriage. Does he steer the carriage? Yeah, I think the horse steers the carriage. And then Bruno stands at the back of the carriage and just like keeps everything in check. I think that's what's going on there. And then, you know, it's tale as old as time, which is from Beauty and the Beast. You know, it goes to the party. Prince Charming's like, yawn, look at these girls, they suck. Who's this magnificent woman? Prince Charming, no character in this movie. Doesn't need to, I guess. He's just like, you know, the prize you win for being the best woman around. And look, she is the best woman around. Every other one we see is like after like the wealth and the fame and the fortune and blah blah blah, and the stepsisters are terrible. She doesn't even know he's Prince Charming when they dance around the place. She doesn't know, and then she just runs away because she's like, damn, I gotta go back before my pumpkin becomes a pumpkin. It's a very very weird movie, but it's just fairy tale. It's, you know, like a grim fairy tale. You know, don't chase vanity or you'll lose it, you know, because she's not interested in like the wealth. She likes the guy. And then she loses the slipper, and then we have to go around and find the person who has the foot that matches the slipper. You get it. It's fun. I can't be mad at it. You know, it looks great. It's well choreographed. It's an incredible piece of animation. The remaster looks really well done. It's such a perfect distilled version of what you'd want to see from a Cinderella story. We haven't topped it yet, so I can't complain about that. And then we just got like the shoe guy, who's like the second hand to the king, who has to go around the village and just find everybody that could wear the shoe. And then, of course, the evil stepmother breaks the shoe, so Cinderella can't wear it because she knows Cinderella's the person that has the shoe. And then it's really funny, where she's like, hey, that's okay, I have the other one. Perfect fit. Married the next day, practically. Everything's great. 88 minutes, maybe. 82 minutes, maybe. It's a short one. You get in, you get out. But let's not forget that a lot of mice stuff in here. Because then oh man, there's so much mice stuff. Before like the shoe guy comes to show like the shoe to the stepsisters, Cinderella is locked in her tower. And then let's do a sequence where the mice have to get the key from the pocket of the stepmother, bring it up to unlock the door, but Lucifer's chasing them. And like there's one funny bit in there where they're like switching the cups around to like try to like freak out the cat, and that's funny. But then it's like, okay, the mice have to get the key from the cat, so they get the birds to go to the barn to get the horse to wake up the dog, so the dog comes to get the cat, so the mice can get the door open. And I'm just like, I thought I was watching like a fun romance story, you know? I thought we were like Prince Charming and Cinderella. Like that's what I'm here for. I don't want to see this. Get out of here. You know, I like the Brana one because it's like not that. It's not that. Doesn't look as good as this one, but it's not that. It's a fine movie. I can't be mad at anything this film does because it's the iconic iconography of Cinderella. It sounds great. The music is great. The dress looks great. You know, it's all good. Eileen Woods is great. It's all good. It's a good movie. Fun movie. Cinderella. Stupid mouse though. Makes me angry. But that's probably going to do it for this episode. Short one, because what else do you say about a piece of iconography this strong? Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And as always, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.